गिरिधारी शिशि राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत अच्युत शिशुनाथ भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत अच्युत शिशुनाथ भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत अच्युत शिशुनाथ भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत अच्युत शिशुनाथ भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अच्युत अच्युत शिशुनाथ भक्ति भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णु महाभागवत श्रील गोक्षर बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्यानंद विश्व श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यानंद विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानु गौड़िया गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विरत गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माई की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Um, okay, we'll do Mangala Charan and then we'll start. So we'll just let Paramaganda inside my room. So, 1 second. Let me just move my computer here. All right. अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Koriya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Varati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jivaniman Maya Varati sorry, Krishna Prema Sudabdhigahana Sukam Pradat Prabhum Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodangshi Gaura Shakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajang Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaur Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vrishabhanusutan vitavamattanum yamunatatanagaranandasutam Murali Kalagita Vinoraparam Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Smaragoragadadara Kelikalam Bhavagoragadadara Pakshachara Shrinugoragadadara Charukatam Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptashtakama Ditaranga Madhye Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat pranams. Let's see who is all here. Well, we have with us Padmaganda. Subal just let her inside my room. And I mean, why I'm saying her, he. And Dandavat pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, and I didn't open up Restream, so I don't know who's on YouTube or Facebook. One second, let me just open that up. I'm gonna miss all the comments that were on Facebook though. Sorry about that. One second. Anyhow, Dandavat pranams. I see there are 4 devotees there. I don't know who you all are, but if you write a comment, I'll see your name. So just yesterday, actually, I got Shukada Didi wrote a comment during the class, but I didn't understand what she wrote. But then I found out afterwards, Nri Hari Prabhu informed me that very wonderful disciple of Srila Prabhupada and also Shiksha disciple of our Srila Gurudev, he passed away yesterday. And I don't know so much about like said Rup Manohar Prabhu, right? Yeah, Rup Manohar Prabhu. I don't know so much about him, but I'm requesting Nri Hari Prabhu. I mean, Nri Hari Prabhu's not feeling so well right now, but yeah, Nri Hari Prabhu, if you could just speak just a few words about him, and then we could honor him like that. And
okay. Also, pranams to all devotees. Pranams Prabhuji. Thank you for having us. Bhavatarini's here too, and she met him early on too.
Right.
Rupa Manohar joined when I think he was 16 years old, in Philadelphia.
And his brother.
And his brother too. And Bhavattarini has a little anecdotal
he
story.
Met the devotees and he got her back to Godhead, and he would get them, he'd go to the temple and he'd hide them in the attic. They were Catholic. And his grandmother caught him, but she approved. So,
was she a nun?
No, but I think he had a relative that was a nun. But he was in the Los Angeles temple in 72, and he was on a traveling Sankirtan party where they sent them out with boxes of Krishna books, I think, and they slept on the Krishna books until the books were gone. And
Wow.
they didn't have any program for eating. I think they would, when they go door to door, people would give them bananas and things like that. So while they were out distributing, Prabhupada initiated them, and we all knew their names. I forget which song it was. It might have been Jashomat. No, it wasn't. It was, they were all named from a song, Kadamba Kanana, Rupa Manohar, Gopa Vrindapal. And so everyone in Los Angeles knew they were initiated, and they come back in and we tell them, you're initiated.
Wow.
Large group, and they all had names from one of the songs.
Very austere. They used to, there was no camping. And so in the van, they used to go to gas stations. In those days, sometimes they have the sinks, outside, and they would just wash, in the coal in the middle of winter, all this brahmacharis.
Right.
Very austere, but with such enthusiasm. That's one thing characteristic of Rupa. Was very enthusiastic and funny, and fun to be around, and very talented. And he
talented in what?
In many things, even building and like that. He ended up doing well. I think buying and selling properties and like that, and
renovating. He and his brother.
So by the time Sri Narayan Maharaj came to the islands here in Hawaii, he was the first one to, Ucharanjit, of course, there are very few, but he was able to welcome Maharaj and organize all this festival.
He had inherited $50,000, and so he used it all to host a festival for Srila Gurudev in Maui.
Narayan Maharaj. In those days, I mean, it was more, the value, but it was some money, and you were able to do a lot of things. So he did that organized. So. And
I also was associating with him in 73 when I also saw him in Nevada City. There was a small temple briefly in Nevada City, and I went to visit it once. And they had a gourd. They had some traveling party had come with paper mache gore knee ties, and knee tie broke. So they left the Lord Chaitanya there. So that was the deity. And then in the same year, 73, a lot of devotees were called to Hawaii because Siddhasrupananda wanted to leave the movement. And so Rupa Manohar and his wife at the time, and his brother Varuna and his wife and their children came, and his brother became the president of the Honolulu temple. And he was very, Varuna.
Varuna was his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was very funny. He had a way of making everyone laugh, and he was such a great storyteller.
And it's fabulous
about
Kirtaniya. He had the most roaring kirtans ever.
That's that. I mean, I don't know him at all, really, but I remember seeing him dance in kirtan, like really,
yes.
really,
okay, yes,
like hopping all around and spinning around, and
getting everybody to dance and jump and So this was very sudden, but I know that he's with Prabhupada joining again the travel and Sankirtan.
And Charanjit's wife, Shama Priya, she told me that he was very happy and cheerful, right, as he was leaving.
Very lucid, rapid.
Wow.
Very lucid. And, He even asked, I think he asked her, he said,
the baby's trying to nurse you.
I know, I don't know.
So
and he read. He was an avid reader. He read all of Srila Prabhupada's books. He read all of Gurudev's books, and he was a very good speaker. but he was very down to earth and personal and humble, but funny. He was, I think.
But also, very, very loving, and he would just evoke, very intense feelings for, Sri Guru, Prabhupada and Vedanta, where all of us were very touched by his speeches. So yeah, he was, we lament because it's another good friend, Vaishnava of my generation and disciple of Prabhupada has departed. So many are leaving, and so it's sad and bitter and sweet at the same time, because we know he's going in the right direction, and I'm sure he's Prabhupada has given him shelter, continue to do so. So yeah,
Jai Manohar Prabhu ki Jai. The special journey ki Jai.
Yeah, and our condolences. He had, two boys. He raised one of them, Narayan.
Narayan's not his. Yeah.
Yes, I know that.
And yeah, he was like that, very, very open. The kids really love him. So his children too. So we want to extend our condolences to all his family members. Rupa Manohar ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai. All right, thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
And also Bhavatarani Mataji, thank you both.
Jai.
Haribo. So now we will continue on with our Jaiva-dharma program. Today I have a meeting at 8 o'clock. So I need to end a little bit early today. But at least we can finish this chapter that we've been reading for a few days now, which has been totally above my head. I'm not very philosophical, but at least I feel like we've been going over this chapter for a few days now, and I'm starting to get a basic foundation. And now I think whenever we end up going over again, I'll be able to get more. So I don't know. That's why I'm not able to make everything very clear, because I'm still still trying to. Yeah, a lot of it actually didn't make sense to me. Like just yesterday when we ended, when Raghunath Das Babaji was giving examples of Shastra which explains non-difference and then difference, I actually didn't really it was all of that was a bit above my head, but anyhow, I mean, it is Acintya, it's inconceivable, so but yeah. All right, first we'll begin by going over the first introduction verse, like we always do, of Daśa-mūla. Okay, so our praman is Amnaya, the words of the Vedas received through the Guru Parampara. That's our praman. And that praman establishes 9 prameyas. Prameya means that which is proven by the praman. The first 3 prameyas are related to Sri Hari. It's on the first line of this verse, that Sri Hari is the Parama Tattva, he is the absolute truth, he is Sarva Shaktiman, he is a possessor of all potency, and he is Akila Rasamrita Sindhu, he is the ocean of Ras. So, Tatam Harim, we'll go over the Sanskrit after. And then the next 3 is the second line of this verse, and it's related to the Jivas, Jiva Tattva. So first, the Jivas are Sri Hari's Tad, his Bhinna, separated Anksha, parts. The Jivas are his separated parts. And those Jivas are in 2 categories. They're either bound, they're Baddha, or they're Mukta. So the bound Jivas are Prakriti Kavalitan. They are covered by Maya. They are swallowed by Maya. And then the Mukta Jivas are Tadvimuktangs. They are free from Maya. And then the third line, this is what we're going over today. This is the last, this Daśa-mūla is divided according to Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan. So this is the last prameya on the topic of Sambandha, that everything, Sakalam, everything in existence is a prakash, is a manifestation of Hare, which is Bheda, which is different, and Abheda. non-different from Sri Hari. And so that's what we're reading about today. And maybe we'll start the chapter. We'll see if we have time. But then our sadhan is Shuddha Bhakti. Our means, our abhideya, the abhideya, the means to attain the goal is Shuddha Bhakti. And what is the goal? Our sadhya, the prayojan, is Tat Pritim, our Krishna Prem, love for Shri Krishna. This is what Shri Gaurachandra instructed the jivas, all the people of this world, that Shri Gaurachandra, who is Swayam Bhagavan Vrajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar Shri Krishna himself. All right, so now let's go over the verse for today. Let me just open it here. Here. This is the verse. Sorry, guys, I started a bit late as usual, but didn't have everything opened. Where is it? Okay, here. So the entire spiritual and material creation is a transformation of Sri Hari's Shakti. So Akila means the entire, Chid, that means the spiritual world, the spiritual creation, and Achid is the material creation. Sarvam, all of it, is Hari's Shakti, Hare Shakti. What is it? It's a parinati. Parinati means it's a transformation of Sri Hari's Shakti. Vivartam no satyam. The doctrine of illusion, of Mayavad, no satyam. It is not truth. It is Shruti iti virudham. It is opposed, is virudham, opposed to the Shrutis. And it is Kali Malam. Kali Malam. It is a contamination, Mala, of Kali, of Hari. Whereas Vivartam is a contamination of Kali, it is against the Vedas, but Acintya-bhedābheda, the doctrine of everything being different and non-different from Sri Hari, that is Shruti Vihita Tattvam. That is what is upheld by the Vedas. That is the tattva. That is the truth. That is, upheld by the Vedas. And that one, it's not Kalimalam like Vivartavad. No, it is Suvimalam. That means it is completely, wonderfully spotless and pure. We see the same words. There's Malam and Malam. So Malam means like contamination. It can mean stool. It can mean like all things that you just want to throw away. And Suvimalam, Vimalam means there's no contamination. No contamination. Vimalam. And then Suvimalam means, and Su always makes everything like it's like any kind of good adjective, it is supremely spotless and pure. Yeah. So when we, from this truth of Acintya-bhedābheda-tattva, then from this premna, siddhi bhavati. Bhavati means it happens, it becomes. What happens? One gets siddhi, perfection in the attainment of prem. Like one's love of God reaches perfection. Or no, that's not the right way of wording it. But anyhow, yeah. One becomes perfected in loving Krishna. Loving Krishna, nitaram. That means incessantly, having incessant prem. For who? For the nitya vishaye, the eternal absolute. Nitya means eternal. Vishaye. Vishaye is the object of that love, the supreme enjoyer, Shri Krishna, the eternal absolute. So that's the verse for this chapter that we're going over. I wish I understood everything well enough to be able to break it down, like just give a summary of it all. But just from my memory, just from what we're reading, I'm not reading separately from the online reading, but um, Srila Raghunath Das Babaji, he's first explained um, there are two schools of thought, I guess you'd say. I don't know. But there's what was explained in this verse, Vivartavad. That's the doctrine of illusion, also known as Mayavad. And that is, yeah, that in that doctrine they say that Shri Hari, like that there's only Brahman, and that everything that we see, any Krishna takes, no, sorry, Brahman um, will come under the influence of Maya. No, that's not exactly how they say it, is it? Anyways, whatever. But that Krishna accepts a Mayic, the Brahman accepts a Mayic form, and um, so the form of Krishna, the form of Vishnu, the form of all, they're all just Maya. They're all under the influence of Maya. But unlike the Jivas, that Krishna and these different incarnations of Vishnu, they aren't bound by karma like the Jivas are, and they can, but it's still under Maya, and it's actually not the truth. It's illusion. It's complete illusion. So, but then so that's Vivartavad. They think everything's just illusion. The world is real and unreal at the same time. And then, oh, the ground's cold. One second. Sorry, just one second. Sorry, I just putting pardon on that because the ground's cold. Putting on a blanket. Okay. Um, and then what was okay? Then there's Parinamvad. There's the doctrine of transformation. And there are two types of Parinamvad. There is Brahma Parinamvad and Shakti Parinamvad. So Brahma Parinamvad, they say that Brahman um, trans transforms, is that the right word? Yeah, transforms into um into like the form of Bhagavan that we see, and also the Jiva. Or was it the Jiva and Pradhan? Or was it all three? Can't remember. Anyways, um sorry guys, I'm not equipped to explain this. And that philosophy is not pure, but it's also not offensive. And yeah, but we like us in the Gaudiya line, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established, like he um not he established, anyways, where we understand the truth is actually Shakti Parinambad, that Bhagavan's Shaktis are transforming, and that Brahma undergoes no transformation at any time. And somebody might say, well, we hear Brahma desires, and the desire itself is a transformation, right? But that's not the case. Desires of the jivas is a transformation, like that, because our desires are in contact with Shakti, and we are Shakti, like we're the jiva Shakti. But with Brahman, Brahma's desire is actually Brahma's very Swarup. The Swarup of Krishna is his desire. And by his desire, Shakti will fulfill his desire in all ways, but it's his Swarup. So there's nothing to change, because that is, and this topic is inconceivable, and so we can't understand it, but that's what the truth is. um and so then throughout this chapter he's been showing how Mayavad is completely baseless, and he goes through the Mayavadis. Shankaracharya went through all the Vedas, and then he took four statements in the different Upanishads that he used to say, these are the Mahavakyas. These are um, the main aphorisms of the Vedas, the main statements of the Vedas. And What were they? The first one was, let's see if I can remember. First one was Sarva Kalav Idam Brahma, that everything in creation is Brahma. And then next, Pragyanam Brahma, that Brahma is transcendent, like is the what is knowledge is Brahma. I don't know. And then the third one was what is it? Tattvam asi. You are that. And then the fourth one is the one everybody, like the most famous one, I think, is Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahma. And so then Babaji, Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj, he went through all of them and explains the real meaning of these aphorisms, how these actually don't indicate the philosophy of Mayavad at all. And he explains in a very beautiful way. I forgot the explanations, but like some of them indicated prem, some of them indicated that they all indicated things related to bhakti, really, ultimately. But that's and then he went through and gave examples in Shastra that show how bhed, separate, how everything in existence is separate, and abhed. So and that's what we were reading through, and that's where we left off. That was my yeah, not anyways, that's all that I was able to, that's how I can't even talk. Sorry. But where did we leave off? I think we left off, here. Yes, we did. Yeah. So we went through a bunch of evidences showing bhed and abhed throughout the Shastras. This is all a bit above my head, but yeah, and now we'll finish the chapter from here. Okay, thus it is quite clear that the Vedas support the Acintya-bhedābheda-tattva. Bearing in mind the ultimate goal of the jiva, it seems there is no siddhanta that is higher than the principle of Acintya-bhedābheda-tattva. In fact, no other siddhanta even seems true. Just one thing, Sundar Gopal Prabhu, when I saw him last in Vrindavan, he was mentioning to me that I mean, I might be getting a bit wrong what he said exactly, but he said that just Western scholars, they even accept that, yeah, if you look at through all these Upanishads and all these scriptures in an impartial way, many things indicate difference and non-difference. And so they even Western scholars, after going through all this, they accept a Acintya-bhedābheda philosophy, that's what the Vedas are propounding. I think that's what he said something like that. Thought that was interesting. Okay. In fact, no other Siddhanta even seems true. Only when one accepts this philosophy of Acintya-bhedābheda can one realize the eternal individuality of the jiva and his eternal difference from Sri Hari. Without understanding this difference, the individual soul cannot attain the true goal of life, which is priti, love for the Supreme. What is the, then Vrajanath asks, what is the evidence that priti is the ultimate goal for the jiva? And Babaji, he says, it is said in the Vedas, Prano hyesha ya sarva bhutar vibhati. That's Mundaka Upanishad 3.1.4. The Supreme Person is the life of all that lives, and he shines within all beings. Those who know that Supreme Personality by the science of bhakti do not look for anything else. There's a footnote. What's the footnote say? This is my Gurudev's footnote. He says, no topic other than the glories of Sri Krishna holds any further interest for those who are liberated beings, those who are Jivan Mukta. In other words, the most fortunate, such Jivan Muktas are endowed with attachment for the Supreme, They're endowed with rati, and they participate in his loving pastimes. Such bhaktas are the best of all those who are in knowledge of Brahma. In other words, the most fortunate of those who know Brahma associate with Krishna actively in his loving pastimes. This sentiment of rati is a symptom of love for Krishna. It is explained further in the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 245 and 456. Nava are sarvasya kamaya sarvam priya bhavati. Atmanas tu kamaya sarvam priya bhavati. Yajnavalkya said, O Maitreyi, everyone is not dear to us because of their necessities. Rather, they are dear to us because of our own necessities. It is evident from this mantra that priti, that love for the Supreme, is the only prayojan for the jiva. Baba. There are many examples of such statements in the Vedas, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Taittiriya Upanishad. Especially this famous one. This is Taittiriya Upanishad 271. Raso vai saha. My friend Chandrasekhar, who I was just with yesterday, I stayed the night at his place. He has a huge tattoo on his arm, like right here, and it says, like in big letters, right all across his arm, it says Raso vai saha. So let's see, what does that mean? Raso vai sa. That means sa means he, vai certainly is ras. He is certainly ras. Krishna is the embodiment of ras. So raso vai sa. Ko hyevanyat ka pranyat yad esha akasha anando nasyat esha hyevanandayat anandayati. Whatever. The Brahma, Paramatma, the Parabrahma, Paramatma, is nectar personified. Raso vai saha is nectar personified. The jiva finds pleasure in associating with that nectarian Paramatma. And who could live if he was not present in the heart? It is Paramatma alone who gives bliss to the jivas. The word ananda, bliss, is a synonym for priti, for affection. All living beings are in search of pleasure and bliss. A mumukshu, that person who desires liberation, believes that liberation is the ultimate pleasure. And that is why he is mad for liberation. The sense enjoyers, the bubukshus, they believe that the objects of sense gratification are the ultimate pleasure. So they pursue the objects of sense gratification until the end of their lives. It is in the hope of achieving pleasure that induces everyone to perform all his activities. The bhaktas are also endeavoring for Sri Krishna's devotional service. In fact, everyone is looking for priti, so much so that they're even ready to sacrifice their lives for it. In principle, everyone's ultimate aim is priti, and no one can disagree with this. Everyone is exclusively searching for pleasure, whether they are believers or atheists, fruita workers, karmis, jnanis, and whether they have desires or if they are desireless. However, one cannot achieve priti simply by seeking it. Fruita workers believe that celestial pleasures are the ultimate bliss, but it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita 9:20. Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. After the residents of the gigantic celestial planets have completed the results of their good karma, they have to take birth again on the mortal earthly planets. The karmis who desire sense gratification, they constantly transmigrate from one planet to another in this way. According to this shloka of Gita, everyone realizes their mistake only when they fall from the celestial planets. A person may begin to covet the pleasures of the heavenly planets again when he fails to find pleasure in the wealth, children, fame, and power that is available in the world of human beings. However, while he is falling from the celestial worlds, he adopts a respectful attitude towards an even greater happiness than that of Swarga, the heavenly planets. He becomes indifferent to the pleasures of the human worlds, the celestial planets, and even the higher planets up to Brahmaloka, when he understands that they are temporary and that their happiness is also not fixed or eternal. He then becomes renounced and starts to investigate Brahma Nirvana and endeavor earnestly for impersonal liberation. However, when he sees that impersonal liberation also lacks bliss, he takes an unbiased, an unbiased position, and searches for another path that will enable him to achieve priti, or pleasure. How is it possible to experience priti, to experience true love, if in personal liberation? Who is the personality who is supposed to experience such bliss? There needs to be two to love, right? You can't just love. There needs to be something to love. So if I lose my identity, who will exist to experience Brahma? The very concept of the bliss of Brahma is meaningless. Because whether there is pleasure in Brahma or not, the theory of impersonal liberation does not admit that anyone actually exists in the liberated state to enjoy such pleasure. So what conclusion can be drawn from such a doctrine? If I cease to exist when I'm liberated, then my individuality is lost along with my existence. Nothing pertains to me anymore by which I can experience bliss or pleasure. Nothing exists for me if I myself do not exist. Someone may say, I am Brahma Rupa. However, this statement is false because the I, who is Brahma Rupa, is Nitya. In other words, if one says that he is Brahma, then he is also eternal. In that case, everything is useless for him, including the process to attain perfection, the sadhan, and perfection itself, the siddhi. Therefore, priti is not to be obtained in Brahma Nirvana. Even if it is perfect, it is something that is not experienced, like a flower growing in the sky. It's just, nothing. That's not a thing. So bhakti is the only path by which the jiva can attain his true goal. The final stage of bhakti is prem, which is eternal. The pure jiva is eternal. The pure jiva is eternal. Pure Krishna is eternal. And pure love for him is also eternal. Consequently, one can only attain the perfection of true love in eternity when he accepts the truth of Acintya-bhedābheda. That's the last line of this verse, right? Here, Tata premna siddhir bhavati nitaram nitya vishaye. From the truth of Acintya-bhedābheda, then one can attain prema, siddhi, the perfection of prema, or incessantly for the nitya vishaya, for the eternal absolute. Otherwise, the ultimate goal of the jiva, which is love for the supreme, becomes non-eternal. It is not nitaram. And the existence of the jiva is also lost. Therefore, all the shastras accept and confirm the doctrine of Acintya-bhedābheda. All other doctrines are simply speculation. Brajanath returned home in a blissful state of mind, deeply absorbed in thoughts about pure spiritual love. Thus ends the 18th chapter of Jaiva-dharma, entitled Prameya, Bheda-bheda-tattva. Okay, so we have how many? 10 minutes more to read. And so maybe we can just begin chapter 19, but I'll reread what we go over now tomorrow also. But 1 second. Padmaganda again got up and sat on the cold ground, which is not. Whatever. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. Chapter 19, Prameya. After taking his meal, Rajanath retired to bed with various conflicting views about Acintya-bhedābheda, the doctrine of inconceivable oneness and difference. Different conflicting views about Acintya-bhedābheda were arising in his heart. Sometimes he thought that Acintya-bhedābheda-tattva was just another kind of Mayavad philosophy. But when he reconsidered the teaching seriously, he realized that there was no objection in Shastra to it. On the contrary, it contains the essence of all Shastras. Srimad Gaura-kishore is the complete manifestation of Bhagavan himself, and his profound teachings cannot possibly be faulty in any way, he said to himself. I will never give up the lotus feet of that extremely kind and affectionate Gaura-kishore. But alas, what have I attained so far? I've come to understand that Acintya-bhedābheda-tattva is the ultimate truth. I've come to understand that Acintya-bhedābheda-tattva is the ultimate truth. But what have I gained through this knowledge? Sri Raghunath Das Babaji has said that priti, that love, is the sadhya of life for all jivas. Karmis and jnanis are also searching for love, but they are ignorant about shuddha priti, about pure love, shuddha priti. That is why I must reach the stage of unadulterated love. But my only concern is, how may I achieve it? I will inquire from Babaji Maharaj about this subject and adopt his principles. Thinking like this, Rajanath fell asleep. Oh, man. Sorry, Padmaganda almost was about to pee on my pillow. Okay. Since Rajanath went to sleep quite late, he also awoke late in the next morning. The sun had already risen when he rose from his bed, and he had hardly finished his morning ablutions when his maternal uncle, Vijay Kumar Bhattacharya Mahashaya, arrived from Sri Modadrumadweep. And we're going to be seeing a lot of Vijay Kumar all throughout. He's now the three main characters in Jaiva-dharma is Rajanath, Vijay Kumar, and Raghunath Das Babaji, right? Or no, I think in the third chapter it's Gopal Guru Goswami, is it? I can't remember. I haven't. Anyways. But yeah, Vijay Kumar Bhattacharya, his maternal uncle, arrived from Sri Modadruma. Rajanath was very pleased to see his uncle after so many days. He offered him Dandavat Pranam and respectfully offered him a seat. Vijay Kumar was a great scholar and orator of Srimad Bhagavatam, and he would travel considerable distances to give Bhagavatam discourses. By the mercy of Sri Narayan, he had developed staunch faith in his heart for Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Some days previously, he had the good fortune of obtaining darshan of Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur in a village by the name of Denura. Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur had ordered him to visit the inconceivable yoga pit of Sri Dham Mayapur, where Sri Sachinandan Gaur Hari's Acintya Lila eternally takes place. He also informed him that soon most of the holy places of Sriman Mahaprabhu's pastimes would soon disappear and would reappear after 400 years, during Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time. He said that the places of Sri Gaura's pastimes were essentially non-different from Sri Vrindavan, the holy place of Krishna's Leelas, and that only those who can perceive the transcendental nature of Sri Mayapur can truly have darshan of Sri Vrindavan. Hearing these words of Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, the incarnation of Sri Vyasadeva, Vijay Kumar became very eager to take darshan of Sri Dham Mayapur and decided to go there after visiting his sister and nephew in Bilva Pushkarini. These days, the villages of Bilva Pushkarini and Brahma Pushkarini are somewhat distant from each other, but in those days, they were immediately adjacent, and the boundary of Bilva Pushkarini was within a mile of Sri Dham Mayapur Yogapit. The old village of Bilva Pushkarini is abandoned these days and is known by the names of Tota and Taranvasa. When uncle and nephew had exchanged pleasantries, Vijay Kumar said, "Tell grandmother that I am going to take darshan of Sri Dham Mayapur and that I will be back soon and take my afternoon meal here." "Uncle, why do you want to visit Mayapur?" asked Rajanath. Vijay Kumar was at that time unaware of Rajanath's present condition, He had only heard that Vrajanath had given up his study of Nyaya Shastra and was now studying Vedanta Sutra. So he did not consider it appropriate to describe his devotional sentiments to him. Instead, he hid his real motive and said, I have to meet someone in Mayapur. Vrajanath was aware that his uncle was not only a great scholar of Srimad Bhagavatam, but also a great devotee of Sri Gaur. So he guessed that he must have some spiritual purpose in visiting Sri Dham Mayapur. Uncle, he said, a very faithful and elevated Vaishnav called Srila Raghunath Das Babaji resides in Mayapur. You must have some discussion with him. You must have some discussion with him. Encouraged by Vrajanath's words, Vijay Kumar said, Are you developing faith in the Vaishnavas these days? I heard that you have given up study of Nyaya Shastra and were studying Vedanta, but now I see that you are entering into the path of bhakti. So I need not hide anything from you. The fact is that Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashaya has ordered me to have darshan of Sri Yogapit at Sri Mayapur. So I have decided to take bath in the waters of Sri Ganga Devi and then circumambulate and take darshan of Sri Yogapit. Then at Srivas Angan, I shall roll to my heart's content in the dust of the Vaishnav's lotus feet. Vrajanath said, Uncle, please take me along with you. Let's meet with mother and then leave for Mayapur. Deciding thus, they informed Vrajanath's mother and left for Mayapur. First, they took bath in the Ganga, and Vijay Kumar exclaimed, Aha! Today my life has become successful. At this ghat, Shri Shachinandan Gaur Hari bestowed unlimited mercy upon Janavi Devi by performing his water pastimes here for 24 years. While bathing in these sacred waters today, I am feeling Parama Ananda, supreme bliss. When Vrajanath heard Vijay Kumar speak these words in an inspired mood, he spoke with a melted heart. Uncle, today I am also blessed by your mercy. After Ganga Snan, they visited Mahaprabhu's birthplace at the home of Jagannath Mishra. There, by the mercy of Sri Dham, they became completely immersed in a mood of deep spiritual love, and their bodies became drenched with tears. Vijay Kumar said, If one takes birth in this land of Gaur, but does not visit this Maha-yoga pit, one's life is useless. Just see this holy site. Just see how this holy place seems to material eyes to appear as in any ordinary piece of land covered by straw huts. But by Gauranga's mercy, see what beauty and opulence is visible to us. Look, how high and splendid are these bejeweled mansions. How inviting are these lovely gardens. How attractive to the eyes are these places of worship. Look, here Sri Gauranga and Vishnupriya are standing inside the house. Oh, what an enchanting form! What an enchanting form! As he said this, they both fell down and lost consciousness. After quite some time, they recovered with the help of some other devotees and entered Srivas Angan. Tears flowed from their eyes, and they rolled on the ground, exclaiming, Ha Srivas, Ha Advaita, Ha Nityananda, Ha Gadadhar Gauranga. Please give us your mercy, free us from false pride, and give us shelter of your lotus feet. All the Vaishnavas there became very joyful when they saw such emotions in the two Brahmins. They began to dance, chanting loudly, Mayapur Chandra ki jai, Ajita Gauranga ki jai, Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Vrajanath immediately offered his body at the lotus feet of his worshipable spiritual master, Sri Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj. The elderly Babaji picked him up and embraced him, asking, Baba, what brings you here at this time today? And who is this respectable Mahajan with you? Vrajanath humbly told him everything, and the Vaishnavas seated them with utmost respect. Vijay Kumar then inquired submissively from Srimad Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj, Prabhu, by what means can the ultimate aim, the prayojan for all jivas be achieved? Please be merciful and tell us how we can attain that prayojan. So, we will hear the answer to Vijay Kumar's question to Raghunath Das Babaji tomorrow. That's our program for today, though. So I'll do a very short Jaidwani because I have to get off in 2 minutes. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai, Jai Shila Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shila Param Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupa no Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Swapashachi Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Jai Shri Jaiva-dharma ki Jai, Jai Shri Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai, Jai Raghunath Das Babaji ki Jai, Jai Shri Rajanath and Vijay Kumar ki Jai, Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Nindai Tulsi Vai Priyai Keshavashita Krishna Bhakti Pardoi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Pancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow to read about what is the Abhideya, what is the means by which we can attain the goal of Priti, of love for Krishna. So thank you so much for joining. Dandavat pranams, Nri Haribabu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, and on YouTube and Facebook, I see, I don't know, I don't even know how to pronounce your name, so, but anyways, and Phuleshwari Didi, Kishore Prabhu, Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, and everybody else. I see there are 7 devotees there on YouTube and Facebook. Dandavat pranams. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe.